up. Dave and I usually do NFL picks. You up for it?
Let's do it. Are we doing these against the spread or just straight up?
Against the spread. I use
of course. Let's go.
I know you're a gambling guy, so
I'm a degenerate gambler. So,
yeah, I am as well.
Okay.
We call it legendary picks because we've been legendarily bad so far this season. So
always remember this, Dave. It's just as impressive to get everything wrong as it is to get everything right.
That should be our motto. I'm going to put that on the podcast header. All right, let's start out. Giants at home, getting 5.5 against the Ravens. What do you think?
He went to 5.5?
I use Bovada. They seem to be a little. I like that site. They seem to be a little different on their odds than
may need to. I'm all in on the Ravens in this one. I think the Giants are unbelievably fake. You look at any advanced number from them, it's like they're either average or below average in everything except their running game. I understand, maybe Saquon's back. Dayball is doing a nice job. They're not a bad football team, but I think this Ravens team is still kind of a top tier team. I like the Ravens. I will lay the points even on the road.
I like Dayball as a coach.
Yeah,
he seems like he's going to be a good.
He's interesting. Yeah.
But I'm with you. Ravens are going to win this game. Saints at home, getting 2.5 from the Bengals. Taysom Hill went off last week, right? Oof.
Yeah, Taysom Hill running that. Game. Yeah.
Yeah.
And this is Andy Dalton revenge game. Andy Dalton is starting this one. Yeah. That back-to-back years of Andy Dalton revenge games, by the way, because Andy Dalton was on the Bears last year. Bears beat them. But Andy Dalton was hurt, I believe, in the first quarter of that football game. I'll take the Saints here. I have a policy with the Bengals right now. The Bengals, not only are they hitting massive regression, but they also, it's so easy to beat them. You just sit and cover 2, and the Bengals don't have any idea of how to beat it. The Saints have primarily been a too high shell type of team, whether it's quarters or cover 2. So yeah, Saints easy.
I was big on the Bengals and how they improved their offensive line, and that was going to be the missing link, and they were going to be great this year. The offensive line's played bad, and the Bengals have been very disappointing.
Yeah.
Having said all that, I think I'm going to take the Bengals anyway.
This could be a bounce back spot for them. I've looked at their schedule, and it just seems like this is the stretch where they actually turn it on. But I don't know. I have a policy. I'm not taking them until they can beat cover 2.
I got you. All right. Next up, Colts at home, giving 2.5 to the Jags. How are the Colts giving points? I have something against the Indianapolis Colts. I have a deep hatred for them now because I picked them week 1 in my survivor pool, and they tied, and I got bounced out of my survivor pool. So I'm done with them. I'm taking the Jags. Even though Trevor Lawrence. What's going on with Trevor Lawrence? 4 turnovers against the Eagles, 2 interceptions last week.
Yeah. Yeah, I really thought, when Lawrence played against the Steelers in preseason, that was like an eye-opening, like, whoa, this kid could be real good, because he had some throws in that game that were not normal. I have no idea what to think about either of these teams. I think the Jaguars could be like a sneaky playoff type team. Then they go out and just lay an absolute egg against the Texans.
Awful, right? That AFC South, man, just throw it out.
It's just as bad as the AFC North, second worst division in football. I'll take the Colts because they're at home, and I don't know what to think about the Jaguars, but this is a division game, so anything can happen. But if I'm saying I only have to lay 2 with the home team, I'll lay 2.
All right, Cleveland Browns given 2.5 to the New England Patriots at home. No, the Browns are at home. Excuse me.
Yeah.
I had a hot time picking this one.
This is 1970s football. This is just going to be. This is going to be over in about an hour and a half. Army Navy going on here. It's just going to be moving clock, running clock.
Steelers fans walk to the nearest bridge in Pittsburgh, and there's plenty of them. If Bailey Zappi turns out to be a better quarterback than Kenny Pickett, will there be lines?
Underrated quarterback class. It's an underrated quarterback class.
Only the Patriots would find it, right? Too.
I actually like. If you go back on Locked On Steelers, I gave out Bailey Zappi as my underrated quarterback of the class. So
he's looked good so
far. Give myself a pat on the back. Western Kentucky.
I'm going to take the Patriots. I think Bill Belichick kind of figures out the Browns' one-dimensional running game. He shuts them down, and then it's.
Yep, I'm with you. Brissett has been very unclutched this year. He has an interception on a fourth quarter drive in every of their losses. The Patriots, Bill Belichick, like you said, this is a weird revenge game for them. They also have the curse of the elf. I don't know if you heard about this. But
Well,
Browns
I hear
fans are
this.
ready to get rid of that elf at midfield because they feel like it is a curse on their team, which I'm very happy to hear. And by the way, that Browns defense is trash. They can't defend the run. The Patriots are a run-heavy team.
Yes, good point.
Yeah, I'll take the Patriots.
I like the elf. Am I the only one that likes the elf? It's kind of
I
nostalgic.
thought it was kind of cool. They're going up retro. Yeah,
Yeah,
I thought
like
it was kind of cool.
But Packers giving 7.5 to the Jets in Green Bay.
What do you think about the Packers?
Oh, I just said the same thing at the same time.
What's going on out here?
no weapons on offense other than their wide receiver group is not good.
It's all you. It's all just
Can I interest you in a Chase Claypool at the trade deadline? Are you interested, Green Bay?
Yeah. Do you want another disappointing young receiver?
I don't know where to go this one too. This is a tough one. I'm going to take Green Bay at home just because it's Green Bay at home.
I can't. There's no way I can lay more than a touchdown with these Packers right now.
It's a very good point.
Yeah, so I'm going to have to take the Jets. I was a Zach Wilson guy. Obviously, he did nothing last year, but this year he's been okay. I mean, I don't put a whole lot of stock into that win over the Dolphins, given that they were down to their third string quarterback at the end of that one. Although I guess he's their starter now. So, but no, I'm going to take the points for the Jets until the Packers prove me wrong.
Okay, Seahawks at home getting 2.5 against the Arizona Cardinals. I am not a Murray fan. I am out on. They're gonna rue the day they signed into that contract. They're not gonna.
Yeah.
Fired over that.
Could be a coaching thing though, right? Kingsbury not exactly a great good offensive mind, maybe. So maybe he comes in and it can be the OC, a Todd Haley effect. Huh? Former Cardinal coach comes over to be the Steelers OC.
Does have some symmetry to it.
Yeah, a little bit. Are you taking the Seahawks then?
Yes, I am. Seahawks at home. They've been frisky. They've been frisky.
I am too. I like this whole Geno. First of all, Geno Smith had the line of the year when he said they wrote me up. They wrote me off, but I didn't write back.
I didn't hear that. That's freaking good, man.
That was so good.
Wow, that's classic.
It's great. He said that after that Monday night win against Denver. They have a fun little offense going on over there in Seattle. Yeah, I'll take Seattle. Also, another young running back better than Najee Harris, Kenneth Walker III. I don't know if you've seen him.
I'm on record with the Kenneth Murray. I mean, yeah, I'm on record. I liked him a lot.
Yeah. I'm sure you had a lot of fun last night watching Khalil Herbert go off for Chicago. 7th round pick from I believe that he was a VT guy, or was he a Louisiana guy?
I can't. VT, I think, right?
Was it he was the VT one, right? There was another guy. Elijah Mitchell was the guy from Louisiana. He went.
Yeah, that's the one I bring up a lot. To
yeah. Well, you can add Khalil Herbert to your arsenal because he's also at this point a better back than Najee Harris.
Listen, I don't have to go any further than the Steelers roster to prove my point. Jaylen Warren, undrafted.
Did I say that the last time I was on your show? Did I say Warren? Did I debut that take here on another show when I said Jaylen Warren is why you don't take Najee Harris in the first round? Did I say that on this show?
I think you might have.
Okay.
I think you might have. I think we're of the same mind in that.
Yeah, we are.
Okay, Rams at home, giving 10 to the Panthers. Ugh. They've already fired their coach, Matt Rule. Talk about trading.
This is a crazy line. A double-digit line for a Rams team that has maybe the worst offensive line in the league. Is Matt Stafford's elbow gone? I mean, my wife listens to his wife's podcast, and my wife's telling me all year, like, this is Stafford's last year. She's going to force him to retire. Like, he's definitely hurt, yada, yada. So, like, it's not shocking to me the Rams have, it's not shocking to me the Rams have come in and been this sluggish to start. But then again, the Panthers probably are the worst team in the league, right? And they're no Baker Mayfield in this one, which is that an upgrade, I guess, to PJ Walker? Maybe an upgrade.
I thought Baker Mayfield would do well in Carolina. I guess I was wrong on that one. I guess I'm off the Baker Mayfield for good. I don't think he's a terrible quarterback, but he just, I can't put my finger on it. He just turns the ball over too much.
Yeah, and everyone hates. I mean, he's just an a-hole.
Yeah,
he's just. I mean, you can clearly tell guys do not rally around him.
Mm-hmm.
And for like personal reasons, because I do AFC North talk, and everybody, obviously we have talked about Baker Mayfield on that show since its inception. And everybody, every single week on that show during the offseason, the Steelers should trade for Baker. The Steelers should trade for Baker.
No.
So thank goodness Kenny Pickett is definitively a better quarterback than Baker Mayfield at this point, and I never have to hear that crap again. That being said, I'm gonna lay the points here with the Rams. I don't know.
I'm
Ooh,
gonna take the Panthers, and maybe they get that fired coach bump
yeah.
and come up with
If it
a.
were at home, I'd be with you, right? I mean, if it's at home, but if this is in LA, although I guess there'll be a lot of Panther fans there, right? Because LA
Yeah,
doesn't, it's not
LA's
like LA
really a
exactly
home
shows
field
up.
advantage.
Yeah,
A really good game next. Chiefs at home, getting 2.5 from Buffalo. When was the last time the
I know.
Chiefs got points at home?
Home
That's unheard
dogs.
of. Unheard of. Josh Allen against Mahomes, repeat of the playoff game last year.
Yeah. One of my favorite Twitter follows all off season has, because this has been an off season all about Burrow and Herbert and Josh Allen, right? You see these lists come out and Aaron Mahomes is like the fourth best quarterback in the league. He's like Mahomes. Yeah. So he's had this saying all year. Patrick Mahomes is the most underrated quarterback in the National Football League. And I love it. And I'm with, by the way, I have a Chiefs Super Bowl ticket. I think it's at like 12-1, which is insane that I got
Wow.
Patrick Mahomes to win the Super Bowl at 12-1. And I will, if you are telling me that I have Patrick Mahomes at home and I'm getting points, yep, the Bills are great. Every Steeler fan knows. We know how great the Bills are. They could have picked.
We saw
they
that
could have-
firsthand.
Yeah, they could have picked a number and put that on the scoreboard. Like whatever number they wanted to be on the scoreboard at the end of the game, it could have been there. But even still, I'll take Mahomes.
Okay, I think I'm going to go Buffalo. I really think this is the year. This is Buffalo's year. It's just unavoidable at this point.
Yeah.
They've got weapons galore. Josh Allen's so confident. I think their defense will play better than it did in the playoff game last year. Yeah, I think it's the Bills' year. I think they roll. No, I don't think they roll through the season. This will be a close game, but
yeah. But you're only laying 2.5, so it's
Yeah.
even if it is, it's field goal game, you still win. Yeah.
another good game. This is Sunday night. Eagles giving 6.5 to the Cowboys. Eagles at home. That's too much for me. I'm taking the Eagles might win, but I think the Cowboys at least cover.
That Cowboys defense is real good.
Legit.
Micah Parsons.
Mhm.
Micah Parsons might be the best pass rusher in the league, not named TJ Watt. And I mean, he might be better than Myles Garrett. He is.
I think he is. I don't even think they're close.
Crazy
But I
good.
think he's better.
Yeah. But I don't know. Cooper Rush is still playing right. So I don't think
Playing
Dak's
good, yeah.
back yet.
No, they said Cooper Rush is going to play. So
Yeah. Okay. So Cooper Rush is going to play. Am I going to take Cooper Rush to cover 6.5 on the road on Sunday Night Football?
I think it's a little. smoke
Doesn't
and
Cooper
mirrors
Rush?
with the
Isn't
Eagles.
Cooper Rush like just Andy Dalton? Isn't that who remind you of? It's like Andy Dalton got reincarnated and he became Cooper Rush.
But that's all Dallas needs, right? With all those weapons and the defense, and they just need somebody to go.
No, I'm taking Philly. Okay. Taking Philly.
Okay.
I like their coach. Sirianni or whatever that his name is. I like. That's another young coach that I like. Yeah.
Guess what? We get to see the Broncos on prime time again. This
Oh.
time it's in
Another one to
LA
miss.
against the Chargers. Chargers giving 4.5.
Ooh, only 4.5.
Yeah, that's what I.
What does Vegas know? I mean, okay, so you want to talk about bad coaching? Is Nathaniel Hackett the worst coach we've seen since Freddie Kitchens? I mean,
Yes.
he's giving Freddie Kitchens a run for his money, right?
Yeah, that's a. If you had to tell me to choose between the two, I don't know who I would.
I mean, you saw that they were in. I mean, this is in Mile High Stadium, and the home crowd is counting down the play clock because of how many delay games they took in that game.
Oh, it's bad.
I mean,
And-
that I think happened in week 2, by the way. I mean, this is 3 weeks ago this happened.
And how much are they on the hook for with Russell Wilson? Because he's
200 and something million. I mean, 230. Yeah. Kenny Pickett, by the way, better than Russell Wilson. That's another one.
Yeah, absolutely. And I kind of wanted them to go and try to get Russell Wilson because I thought
Yeah.
he still had something left, but man,
Yeah.
he doesn't. He's been, maybe it's the coaching but he was this bad in Seattle too. We talked about it last week. Seattle was trying to peddle him last year before the season. They knew something. Pete Carroll's doing cartwheels in Seattle, getting rid of him, offloading, getting what he got for him and not having to pay him.
Yeah.
I'm taking the Chargers all the way in this one. The Broncos.
Yeah. See, this is one of those lines that scare me because when I think of a line in my head, for this one, I probably would have had Chargers by 6.5, right? So when it's 2 points in the other direction,
Yeah.
that's where alarm bells start to go off. Like Vegas, what do you know that I don't know?
That's the degenerate gambler in you. I feel it's the same.
Yeah, exactly. These lines scare me. When it feels too easy, that's when it's. I'm gonna take the Broncos. I don't know why. But like Vegas knows something. The Chargers should win that game by 3 touchdowns.
Easy.
Yeah,
Easy.
yeah. But
Okay, that brings us to the Pittsburgh Steelers at home, getting 9 points. We keep making records. Yeah,
It went to
Bovada has it
9?
at 9. And I saw somebody on Twitter say it got to 10 on some lines. So this one's getting
Yeah, but
We're
it
setting
couldn't get high
all-time
enough that you'd
records.
actually. It couldn't get high enough
No.
that you'd actually take the Steelers, right? No.
just like last week against Buffalo. 14 wasn't enough for me,
Right.
and 9 is definitely not.
Yeah, this would
Usually-
have to get to like 14, 15 for me to start feeling like, all right, maybe the Steelers now. Yeah, I would. Yeah, Brady to beat the Steelers by 9. Yeah, against this secondary, we've all seen this a million times. How are the Steelers getting pressure on Brady? I know that he doesn't move around, but the Steelers, when they bring pressure, it doesn't work. I mean, they got so many creative minds there. Flores brought so much creative pressure in Miami.
They did.
Whether it was Butler or Tomlin that was doing the fire blitzes back in the day, that stuff's gone too. I mean, they're allergic to getting to the quarterback without TJ Watt. So if they don't get to Brady, Brady's going to pick apart this defense. And then the other
Absolutely.
question is, like, I know their run defense is bad, or the Bucs run offense is bad, but that's probably Fournette's going to have some success in this game too. Then it all comes down to Kenny, and as I said, this is Kenny's most dangerous matchup. Give me Tampa for sure. Lay the points.
We usually pick a score, and I originally had 31-13 Bucks. I'm going to go 38-13 with these injuries now. I think they're gonna roll it.
Yeah.
Tom Brady's
This is
an assassin. He's going to roll it. He's going to run up the score.
Yeah. 38, 38-6, 35-6, something like that. That's
Yeah.
what I have. I don't know if the Steelers get to 10 in this game.
Oh yeah, you even. I mean,
know.
you could be right.
Look, I'm not saying Kenny's a bad quarterback. I like Kenny. Again, I'm on board as long as we're, but this is a tough matchup for him, and this offense sucks.
Yes, a lot of pain the next couple weeks.
Yep.
Next 2 games at Miami and at Philly. Do they pick one of those off? Maybe the Miami game.
I'm going to the Miami game. I've never watched the
Are
Steelers
you?
win on the road, so
Awesome.
no, they will not win that one.
You're gonna jinx us. One chance.
I mean, I want to watch Kenny, right? My wife is already staying in the area, so we already have a place to stay down there because she's going to be down there. So I figured, all right, well, I can tag along. We can go to the Miami game. Like, this is a good opportunity. But yeah, they probably will lose because of it. Last time I was at the Miami game, that was the one you might remember this one. That was one where they started with a Hayward Bay end around touchdown. They went up 8-0 because that was back when Tomlin would go for 2 all the time. Then Ben got hurt. Landry came in. It was a joke game, and Jay Ajayi ran for like 200 yards, and the Steelers lost. Yeah.
I do remember that. Jesus. I mean, Tyreek Hill and Waddle against this secondary is.
Minka, rest up. Because I don't want to watch Trey Norwood and Levi Wallace trying to take on either Jalen Waddle or Tyreek Hill. Although Tyreek Hill's hurt right now. So
yeah, he's a little gimpy, so maybe they catch a break there, but
Yeah.
Tua's back. And then you go to Philly after that. Jesus Christ, the schedule.
did we pick the Vikings Dolphins? Why don't we pick the Vikings Dolphins game?
Oh, I missed that one.
We missed it.
You got a spread on that? So you can
Yeah. It's Minnesota by 3 on the road. There's Minnesota's laying 3 on the road to Miami. It's Skylar Thompson is starting this game.
I got to go to Minnesota, right? Skylar Thompson.
Yeah.
And Tyreek out too.
It could be
Or
Tyreek
even-
out too. Yeah. But you know what?
Even if he's not out, he's gimpy. Yeah.
I
How
like
does
the
Miami win?
Vikings coach. I like O'Connell. I like what they're doing over there. Like their little offense they're running. They're making Kirk Cousins the best he can possibly be in a very Kevin Stefanski type way. But I love Mike McDaniel. He's my favorite coach in the league. Nerd coach is my boy, and I'm never going to turn my back on Nerd boy.
I think my partner's sick of me bringing him up because I bring him up every week.
He's the best.
I really do like him.
He not only okay, so yeah, it's not hard to scheme up offense when you have 2 of the fastest guys in the league. I get that. But he schemes up a hell of an offense with 2 of the fastest guys in the league. Right? I mean, it's it's not just that they have 2 of the fastest guys in the league. Like, he's scheming those dudes open. And making it real easy for Tua remember, Teddy Bridgewater nearly beat Cincinnati. They were on the 25-yard line going in to score. And at the end of that one, Teddy throws it way behind the tight end. They could have won that game. So yeah, love McDaniel.
Same. So, but we're both picking the Vikings, you think? I'm picking the Vikings.
No, I'm taking the Dolphins. No. Oh,
All right.
I'm not turning my back on Nerd. No. Nerd coach is my boy.
If Tua or even Bridgewater were playing, I'd definitely go with them.
Yeah.
The Vikings have a funny way of playing down to the competition, though. That's a strange team to me.
Exactly.
picked
I have
them.
no idea what to think of the Vikings.
I liked O'Connell, and I thought they'd be really good this year. I actually picked them to go to the NFC Championship game with San Francisco this year. I don't know. They've been weird. Their record's good, but they've been weird.
Yeah, well, they just keep, everything's tight. Everything's tight with them,
Yeah.
right? They nearly let the Lions get back into it. The Saints, same
Lions game
thing.
was ridiculous.
Yeah. So,
all right. So we both have the Steelers losing again. They'll bring them to 1-5. When's the last time they were 1-5?
it's got to be the 6-10 year.
Yeah.
It's got to be Cowher's 6-10 year, right? Because, it's got to be one of the two Cowher's 6-10 years, because they were 0-3. What was the year that they went 8-8 and they started the year 0-3 and they ended up going 8-8, right? They weren't 1-5 that year.
No, I don't think they got to 1-5 that year.
That was what, 2011?
Somewhere
No.
in there.
2012? No. One of those years. Okay. So they were 1-4. They lost their first 4. That was Le'Veon's rookie year. But they were 2. They ended up getting to 2-4. So they were not 1-5. No, 1-5 would have had to been. Yeah, would have had to been either the year before Ben or that 6-10 year in between Cordell and then Kent Graham and that whole thing.
God. We got some dark times, man. We might be headed there.
That's what I'm saying. Like Steeler fans these days, you and I are old enough to remember some really dark days in Pittsburgh, right? I mean, again, we talked about the Jim Miller thing earlier.
The 80s were. I'm 52, so I lived through. I have a vague memory of the late 70s Steelers. I do remember vaguely watching the Super Bowl with the Rams.
Okay,
That's some of my earliest football memories. But I lived through the 80s and Bubby Brister and some of that stuff. And yeah.
I mean, like Steeler fans, in some ways, I am happy now because look, there are legitimately Steeler fans in their 20s who have never watched this team have even a losing season.
Yeah.
Right. Forget about like 1-4. Like they've never watched 7-9 before. So it's good because there's a little, for me within Steeler Nation, there's a little too much like, we just feel like every year should be a winning record. So this year, they get a little taste of what losing's like, and then we get Will Anderson and we go back to 17-0. So
that would be fantastic. All right. On that note, one positive note of the whole podcast. Follow Tony at Steelers Country on Twitter, right? Follow his
Steeler
YouTube.
Country. Steelers Country is a different guy.
I'm sorry, yeah, Steeler Country.
He's a cool guy, but yeah, Steeler Country, he's cooler.
Not as cool. Your YouTube stuff's fantastic too, dude. I watch it every week. You do a great job with that.
Yeah.
I appreciate you coming on the podcast. Hopefully my partner will be better. He's got a flu or something, so he can't barely talk right now. So all right, once again, thanks, Tony, and we'll see you next week.
Talk to you then.